Welcome back everybody to the second round here of the Female Esports League Thai ARAM tournament. As once again, I'm Everyday. With me is Spoods, and we're very keen for this second one. And let's jump straight into the two teams we have here. On the blue side, it is Diana, Karthus, Singed, Cho'Gath, and Quinn. For the red team, it is Kha'Zix, Poppy, Mordekaiser, Teemo, and Rengar. What are your impressions of these teams? Who has rolled the dice better?
Teemo has rolled the dice better because Teemo is the highest win rate champion in ARAM right now. That's all. That is undisputed fact. He is right now. He's taken over the place that did belong to Galio in the previous time we did ARAMs. Is now about 57.23%. That's a full 1% over Galio. So Teemo definitely a very strong champion right now. But overall, red team, unfortunately, like we were discussing, does not have a very strong composition. Yeah. On the other hand, though, if we look at blue team, we do have a few champions who can really dish out a lot of damage, especially in the late game. You do have the Quinn, which I believe we saw one time did actually pretty well, even though we didn't really heap on all that much praise onto the champion. And we do have the Karthus, who, along with Dark Harvest, is going to be quite the monster in the late game.
Yeah, absolutely. Singed, of course, can do quite a lot. Just running around fights, really hard to kill him. He's a very tanky boy. Mm-hmm. Just innately, the Diana-Karthus combo is very scary. She sets him up, he knocks him down. Overall, this blue team comp is pretty terrifying. Over on the red side, it's going to be down to the Poppy to break team fights up. If you can use that big hammer to make it not a 5v5, you typically win those. We have to see if she can do it. And we'll find out very soon. We will come back and chat about these comps more once we see the loading screen and once we're on the bridge. See you guys in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. We are about to get into the loading screen, and once again, it pops up right as I start talking. Thank you, League of Legends, for making me look very smart. Now, we commented on a few things about these comps. You did talk about Teemo. He's the highest win rate champion in the game. How about you tell us a little bit of why?
Well, you do have a lot of zonal control with your mushrooms. The blind does actually work pretty well against AD carries, especially to shut them down early. However, one of the main counters towards Teemo is you just pick up the item to let you see invisible objects, and you just run over him anyway. So I'm actually not quite sure why his win rate is that high. Might actually just be clueless players. These players definitely are not clueless. So whether or not Teemo is actually that strong, well, this game is going to be a bit of a referendum on that, I would say.
It's true. I mean, the thing is, though, is you can see the mushrooms all you like. He just throws them into the minion wave, right? You can't clear it if he just dumps it on the minions and it instantly explodes. The radius is pretty huge. It's not going to be easy for the melee champions to dodge. I can see Cho'Gath and Singed really being impacted. The one bit of a saving grace here is that blind doesn't really do much here. Yeah. Who's really hurt by the blind? Karthus doesn't auto-attack. Singed just runs around like a madman. I guess Diana wants to auto-attack, but are you blinding a Diana?
I guess Quinn, but Quinn really is more of a caster than, an a traditional AD carry. That's why you see him more in the top lane nowadays.
I also think Quinn, she just wants to play cleanup here, I think. Let your AP guys do a lot of damage, and you come in, drop the bird arrows, and go absolutely to town. To see how they play it out, of course. Let's have a look at the early builds. Is there anything that jumps out as interesting to you? With the runes as well.
Yeah, I mean, Karthus with Summon Aerie actually don't really like that all that much, especially when you're already on a composition without all that much late game damage. I would have much more preferred the Dark Harvest, like we were discussing earlier. Does increase your threat level in the late game just that much more.
That it does. A very interesting choice there to not go the Dark Harvest. Dark Harvest is actually bog standard on Karthus as well, on Summoner's Rift, so I'm not... The Aerie will no doubt do quite a lot of damage if you just hit the Skittles. But still, as you said, the Dark Harvest just gives you the scaling. See if it pays off, but I'm not 100%.
Right, we do see a lot of Dark Harvest on the red team though. It's going to be Teemo, Kha'Zix and the Rengar. What this tells me is that, Teemo and Kha'Zix, they're just here to press whatever their poke key is. Just sit in the bush and press that all day long, and hopefully once you've stacked up enough of those Dark Harvest stacks, you're going to be chunking the enemy team for quite a bit of their health bars.
Yeah, I do think we're going to see, if this game goes, a little bit long, not super long, we won't have to wait all the time, those Teemo mushrooms are going to be the dreaded 3/4 of your health bar instantly gone, which is super fun. But look at this push by the blue team. There's one thing we didn't really comment on. How does the red team clear waves?
It's not like the wave clear isn't there. Definitely can do it, especially when Teemo gets the mushrooms. It's just gonna be for these few early levels that's gonna be pretty difficult. But once Mort does stack up a bit more damage in his pull and Teemo does start getting the mushroom, it's gonna be slightly easier for them to deal with it. But for now, blue team is gonna have a significant advantage in getting some damage down on this tier 1 turret.
Yeah, and this is actually where we're seeing that summon Airy pay dividends for now. We're going to have to make the call on whether it's better than the Dark Harvest later on. But for now, just hitting one Skittle, getting that little creature running over there, it's really helping with the poke. There is a health relic available for the red team. I imagine they'll pop that after this wave. Once they clear it out, bit of damage onto Eldar, but nothing they won't recover from.
Back to your previous point, I think you were alluding to, it's sort of like a trait of power from now for later, right?
Yeah.
Well, from later for now? I think that's how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're sort of banking on the fact that, your Quinn and your Diana are really going to be able to carry you in the late game. And if they aren't able to do that, that's where the danger really sets in, because you don't have all that damage that you would otherwise have had you gone the Dark Harvest route. So it definitely comes down to execution, whether or not this Quinn and this Diana are going to be able to step up and be those late game carries.
For sure. And I think one very scary thing here is the existence of the Mordekaiser. If one person does emerge as Singed, tosses the cat over his shoulder, and the Bird Lady will get the kill. Down to very low health goes Moonpie and Rary. This tower's already really low, and we said it was only for the first few levels, but it's enough to get the tower. And in goes Diana, looking for the kills. There's the big ult. The Moon Laser comes down and gets 2. The Requiem will get another. In fact, no, it didn't even get the kill. Cho'Gath did. And that is 3 kills and the tower early on for the blue team. This is looking a little bit snowbally.
And that was amazing communication coming in from the blue team, just absolutely knowing when their breakpoints, when they're going to hit 6, and when they did manage to hit that breakpoint, they just went in and got a bunch of kills.
And there's the Cho'Gath knock-up to save Singed. He's just fine. The snowball is used. They're looking for something. Friend, very low. Can they clean him up? They absolutely can. Singed goes in, does go down, but it doesn't matter. It's a 2 for 2 at the moment. Moonpie in the death realm with Nagasa, but a knock-up will make sure that Cho'Gath survives to get to his team. Kirsty dealing a lot of damage on the Diana. Nagasa should finally go down, and he does. Cho'Gath cleaned up. Rary charging forward. Remember, the red team has had a bye, while the blue team has not. 4 of them have gone down, but the respawns coming in will make sure the red team can't get anything off this. And Kirsty survives the fight. Surprised she didn't kind of int there at the end. Did get 3 kills on the Diana. She's already died once, so it's actually okay. She probably doesn't have too much gold. Let's have a look at that. She only got 600 gold in the pocket. It was a good decision.
Yes, absolutely okay. I think blue team did really well in that fight. Even though they died, they managed to stagger their deaths well enough and distracted red team for long enough that red team, even though they got so many kills, they did not manage to get any damage onto their tier 1 turret.
Yeah, absolutely. And here is a speed boost coming out. Singed has picked up the Shirelia's Revelry. And I think that's a really good idea. They can just run this comp over from the red team. The only disengage is in the Poppy. If she doesn't hit a very strong Templar's Verdict, what's it called? Keeper's Verdict, I'm sorry. That's going to be tricky.
Yeah, absolutely is going to be very difficult for red team to even try and disengage from any of these fights, especially when right now they are at an active gold deficit. Poppy's going to try though. Oh, instantly gets cancelled by the Cho'Gath knockup. So unfortunate.
Thankfully,
that's a long cooldown now.
Nah, she gets most of it back if it's interrupted. It's not
Oh,
too far
alright.
off. Yeah, if it doesn't actually go off, it's only got another 20 seconds. Luckily for Poppy, that is a nice little quality of life thing for her, because that would suck. But the Rengar ult used, but he can't get in range. Look at the glue slowing that cat down, flipped over. He's trying to jump around. He's hipping, he's hopping, he's dying. The laser comes in from the moon. Praise the moon's light as this Diana is doing so much damage. Dillareba on the Teemo, just trying to play distraction and goes down. Are they going to go under tower? They definitely could. With the knockdown, is there a Requiem? No, not quite. So Rary will live for now. But that was 3 very easy kills for the blue team, and they're looking dominant.
Alright, Discord ate your bitrate for half of that fight, so I'm not exactly sure what happened,
Yeah,
but we're
it
not
looked
done
like
yet.
my internet did struggle there for a moment. I do apologize. I had a little bit of a drop. But it's okay, as we are back now, hopefully.
Yeah, this Diana is doing a lot of work.
Ooh,
Oh,
in
I have to
goes
hold it again.
Rengar. They're trying. This Rengar is getting absolutely nothing done. Goes down again. In the Death Realm, Kirsty will go down to Mordekaiser. That's now a very strong Man of Metal, but with another flip. Singed, absolutely laughing all the way to the bank. Does go down to the claw from the grave. But it's still a 2 for 2. We can't... The red team is getting... They're losing a fight.
Oh, Quinn.
Ooh, Quinn should be able to get away here. No, with the snowball landing.
No.
Actually tries to turn it around. This is fine for Quinn. Get a reset. That Requiem's doing absolutely nothing. This is why you take Dark Harvest, to make the Requiems actually finish people off. But what I was saying is what is happening here, and it's a disaster in the ARAM, is the red team is losing team fights. And then when they come back out, having bought items, they trade evenly. It's not good enough. When you're coming back out with items, you need to win the fight while you have the advantage. Big claw there. Nagase takes a lot of damage on the Cho'Gath, but once again, Diana calls down the moon and does so much damage. Kirsty going down. It's actually going to be an advantage for the red team at the moment as I throw my phone across the room. Sorry about that. Moonpie very low, flashes away instantly, and they do come out on top of this one in a 2-for-1 trade.
You are getting quite the workout, my friend. I haven't spoken for the past 2 minutes. These fights have been never-ending back to back. And like you said, Red Team, they're not doing enough. They're winning all these fights. They're getting all these trades. But at the end of the day, if you're not putting down any damage onto the turret and allowing Blue Team to go back and get their buys, you come out worse for wear at the end of the day.
Absolutely. As the healing relic is popped, in goes Rengar. Once again, gets a big heal from the W. Singed has gone down. That is Kirsty going golden. Diana, can she find the engage? She gets a little bit more damage, and the red team's health bars are very low. Actually makes a bit of sense for the blue team to chill out now. There is, of course, no real healing in ARAMs. They do have the Oracle's Elixir on Kirsty. Now, do you happen to know, does that persist through death?
I believe it does. Yes, it does persist through death. It's been a while since I played against a Teemo, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes unless they changed it.
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense. It would be very punishing if it didn't, just based on how ARAM works. Because you do die
It's
a lot.
like 90 gold either way. So
yeah, fair cop. But they do have 2 of them. Those mushrooms not going to be too sneaky. And Rengar as well is really punished by that. They're paying the Teemo tax and getting the Rengar universal healthcare. And down goes Poppy, instantly shut down. This Singed is doing work.
Yeah, just running in and eating the entirety of the red team into his backline. And right now, blue team, they're just doing better in execution. There's no 2 ways about it. Blue team is just cleaner on the execution. They're cleaner on the communication. And right now, they are just wiping the floor with the red team. Red team, yeah, they're winning some fights, but it's not really worth it like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. As they are pushing this wave in, Tower is on about half health. And it's getting a little bit scary. Let's have a look at the gold again. A lot of gold on this Karthus has only died once, so he probably wants to die. It's a bit...
Yeah, right now you're sitting on...
But
Oh, this is so dangerous right now. Yeet!
Oh, in they go. The field from Poppy goes out. Singed has gone down. But look at Diana absolutely shredding the back line. Can she get onto the Mordekaiser? Good flash. She's in the death realm and she actually loses that 1v1. Mordekaiser's still alive, but very low on health. And the rest of blue team, well, they're looking pretty healthy if you ask me. They're pretty big. Poppy wants to get the kill onto Eldar here. He's running away. I'm surprised he doesn't want to die, but it's a triple kill. He pops the Requiem. Again, it's not going to be enough. Take Dark Harvest on Karthus. Probably was a kill if he had. Oh, but they're flashing forward and nom 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 nom. Cho'Gath with the feast. Gets a big old mouthful of metal.
It's not even the Dark Harvest. This card is sitting on a boot and 2 non-combat stats items. So unfortunately, you have no damage on this card. But going back to that fight, Diana really deserves...
Oh, sorry, I know you want to talk. Oh, never mind, you can. They're not actually engaging. Go!
Okay.
Use your time wisely.
Diana, good job. Good distraction. I'm done. Carry on.
As it is, another yeet, as Rengar has been found. Now, we did have Karthus taken incredibly low. Still very surprised. He's not just resetting. He still only died once. Mordekaiser is going in, dealing a lot of damage. This should be a big fight win for the red team. The health bars for Karthus, obviously, just non-existent. Diana's full health. Why are you flashing away? Just go down, Karthus. It's okay. Take the death. 4.7k on this Karthus. Go down, son. Please.
At this point, he does no damage to minions. That's how it goes.
He's only got a catalyst and a tear.
He is no damage.
Oh, and the Kha'Zix is dead. That was a shutdown. Eldar still living. Just playing the KDA. You've got to love it. It's a bold play for sure. Teemo has been found. Pulled around. Kirsten, you'll get another one. And finally, Karthus goes down and even gets the kill with that death passive. And this is the red team once again being absolutely wiped out. Mimi ain't easy. Running it around. Does go down in the death realm. Makes Mordekaiser a little bit stronger. He does get those base stats. But it's just Rary and Moonpie to try and clean up the last few members of the blue team. And they're doing a pretty good job of it here. Is there a feast on this Cho'Gath? No, it's already been used. And they can't stop the Master of Metal. He's got a full shield bar if they have the E, the W I should say, to press. And there it is. It's big. And down comes the mace for the big double kill. Mordekaiser, absolute hero.
Yeah, we've been heaping a lot of praise onto blue team, but on the red team, this Mordekaiser is doing a lot of work, really being one of the only factors that's keeping them in these fights. To begin with, Elder's back though, and has a little bit more damage to speak of now.
Absolutely. Could go down if they decide to keep going under the tower, and does. Of course, Karthus still very dangerous. Does not have the Requiem to press, as he did pick up the Roa and another needlessly large rod. It should actually do some damage now. Mimi ain't easy. Gets the goop down. Should let Quinn clean that one up, but does go down in exchange. Friend diving forward. That's very risky. It's a Quinn, son. Oh, and then the charge into the mushroom makes the bird lady very upset. But she does survive.
I was thinking she might actually walk onto the second mushroom and die that way. It would be very funny, but no. Instead, actually just going to pick up the kill on the Kha'Zix due to a misplay, a misjudge coming in from the Kha'Zix. Does manage to survive as well against the Poppy, who right now is very tanky, but doesn't really have much damage to speak of off her own.
For sure, and down goes the secondary tower. The inhib is now exposed and being sieged. I've got to say, it's got to be on Moonpie here to isolate the carries. It's got to be probably the Diana in the Death Realm and killed very quickly. Because this is the nightmare situation as a Mordekaiser.
Right.
You need to kill their carry. You use the Death Realm for it. But can your team win the 4v4?
No.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
You can't afford to pop to the Death Realm.
She's doing a lot of work, right? Don't get me wrong. She's been doing super well, especially been basically instrumental in the previous fight. But they're going in again. Let's see what she can do.
Eldar getting yanked back. Can Moonpie get rolling? That's the one to watch. Requiem coming down. Does actually a fair bit of damage this time, as now they need to run. And look at Singed. He's running it around. Rary very, very low. Won't be able to get away from this one. It's a double kill for Cho'Gath in the backside. Moonpie goes golden. And this is a good Mordekaiser. But 1v4 is a bit questionable, but does get a kill on the Quinn to make the push a little bit slower. But with the nom nom nom, down goes Teemo, the best one to see eaten. And that's going to be an inhib. Blue team, it's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, it's super clean coming in from the blue team. We rarely actually see blue team winning in these eras for some reason, but it looks like they're going to pick up the W this game. I'm just going to hold it so far because I don't want to jinx it just yet. Might already have, but yeah, super unfortunate for this Mordekaiser because she's been playing super duper well. In the previous fight, just like you sort of predicted before, did actually pop the Death Realm, did actually go in, but when you come back into a 1v4, there's not really much that you can do.
Absolutely. As I was saying, he needs to be Death Realming and winning it very quickly. That's the big thing, because his team is just going to struggle without the Mordekaiser in the fight. Diana going in, dealing a lot of damage to Friend. Moonpie's walking forward, has not gone into the Death Realm yet, and might go down without using it. He's trying desperately to get this Karthus, but can't get it done. Might have been better to turn on another carry. And speaking of which, it's Kirsty calling down the laser once again. Friend dives back in, but Cho'Gath gets the double. Poppy, last man standing with absolutely everything to do, and with the shield, will not even be able to get Karthus. We may well see the game end.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility right now. The Mordekaiser unfortunately did not have the Death Realm there. A bit of miscommunication, not exactly sure why they decided to go in. But unfortunately for Red Team, the only advantage that they didn't have, which was the tankiness of both the Poppy and the Mordekaiser, has sort of been usurped by the fact that this Cho'Gath is now a very, very big boy. And now I think we're going to be seeing one of the last fights of the game sort of break out whenever Blue Team manages to walk up.
Yeah, I think they'll just do a little bit of poking. They have a Karthus in this situation. He can just plonk himself near the Nexus and just zone forever. Requiem used. I think Poppy knows it's over. Just need people to hit the Nexus now. And the Red Team, they're gone for the last-ditch attempt. But it doesn't matter. Blue Team walking in a really dominant performance. We've said that twice now, but it's been true both times.
Yep, dominant is definitely the way you want to put it. This Blue Team has definitely stepped up very much. It was great communication, great execution out the entirety of the game. Did not actually lose a tower at all.
That's absolute slacking. There's no other way to put it, unfortunately. That was one-sided. We'll have to see. We can be a little bit closer next time. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will be back for more ARAM action. You don't want to miss any of it.
Yep.
Join us very soon.